Han trænede som David Goggins i 30 dage, og lad os se, hvordan det ser ud. Jeg har David Goggins' bog her. Jeg synes virkelig, David Goggins han er en fed personlighed. Han er virkelig inspirerende, og et bevis på, at man kan alt, så længe man prøver at arbejde i det. Jeg tror, han har været de her Navy SEAL, og lavet alt muligt, der er virkelig, virkelig sejt og hårdt, og kræver meget mentalt. Så lad os se, hvor hårde de her dage bliver for ham her. De her 30 dage, hvor han skal træne som ham.
Wake up at 5 a.m., go for a run, stretch and mobility, strength training. 2 more hours of stretching and mobility. That is David Goggins' daily routine. I'm back! And it would quite literally be the hardest
Det handler bare om at gøre alt for at blive så god som muligt.
day of my life.
Det er også noget med, at jeg synes, jeg hører på et tidspunkt med, han gider ikke at høre musik, fordi så, det skal ikke føles for nemt for ham, ikke?
But instead of doing it just one time, I'm going to be doing it for 30 times in a row.
I don't know if I can pull for this long.
And on day 30, I'm going to put my fitness to the test to try to beat David Goggins' marathon time of 2 hours and 56 minutes at the Chicago Marathon.
Det bliver svært.
I can make it. Holy smokes, it's hard.
Let's set up the rules. Every day, I'm going to need to log 12 miles of running to match Mr. Goggins' run sketch, which means an average of 84 miles a week. Longer than I've ever run for a single week of my entire life. And to track my body's progress, I'm going to be weighing myself on a human body pod, which tracks not only my weight,
Han må jo komme til at kunne tabe sig vanvittigt meget, hvis han ikke er vant til at dyrke motion. Jeg ved ikke, hvor meget han laver. Normalt ham her. Men jeg tænker, han taber sådan en del.
So my body fat percentage, and a whole list of other things.
Nifty.
The first few days were a grind, but I'm coming into this with quite a bit of running experience. I mean, I've run 3 marathons already this year, but
Okay.
I kid you not,
Han er vant til at gøre
only
noget.
a couple of days in, and tragedy struck.
Let's go see if I fractured my freaking femur.
Thankfully, after some testing, the doctor confirmed that it's not a stress fracture, but rather a stress reaction, which is the beginning of a stress fracture. Yeah, not the news you want to hear only a few days into a new challenge, and it was at this moment that I had to make a decision.
I feel like most people would just be done at this point, but I don't want to quit.
Essentially, a stress reaction is the beginning.
Det er også, jeg føler, synes jeg har hørt et eller andet med. Hvad nu hvis tanken han har, hvorfor han ikke giver op, det er sådan, hvad nu hvis, det er noget med, hvis han dør en dag, og han kommer op og ser sig selv ved siden af, når han er død, den version han kunne have blevet, det vil han aldrig nogensinde kunne få sig selv til sådan, han vil ikke se noget, han kunne have blevet. Derfor bliver han ved og ved, og ingen undskyldninger, fordi han bare vil blive så god som muligt.
Beginning of a stress fracture, and it's on the largest bone in my body, my femur. My doctor recommended 6 to 8 weeks of no activities for it to heal, and the risk for it to fracture is extremely high if I continue. But let's be honest, Goggins wouldn't give up.
True.
Quit. I feel like I'm at.
Det er også noget med, at han har virkelig, virkelig dårlige knæ eller et eller andet. Og det er noget med, at man ikke forstår, hvordan han kan løbe så meget, når han burde, i forhold til, hvordan hans knæ er, burde det gøre vanvittigt ondt. Så det er sygt, at han løber så meget, som han gør.
Breaking point, but gosh, I can't be giving up. Like.
It was time to devise a new plan, which requires me to clean out my horrendously dirty garage so that I can use my new secret weapon. In order to make sure that I can continue to build my aerobic base without making my injury worse, I'm going to incorporate a zero-impact sport. Introducing...
Løb indenfor er meget... Det er meget mere kedeligt. Løb udenfor, det er virkelig længe siden, jeg har løbet, fordi nu vil jeg gerne være bodybuilder. Men at løbe udenfor, det er sådan luften og naturen og alt det her, det kan det bare meget nemmere, ikke? I stedet for at løbe sådan indenfor på sådan et løbebånd her. Det kan hurtigt gøre det kedeligt, fordi man kommer ikke nogen vejen på noget, ikke?
Cycling.
A couple of things. One, I was really hoping that this was going to be a beautiful transition. I simply have way too much stuff. But yeah, in the last couple of days, I have had to limit my running, which has increased my cycling time. And because I don't have a friend to borrow a cycle from, I have my own cycle now. Yay for my wallet. I'm going to cycle because I only ran for 4 miles today, and I have a monster run tomorrow. Kind of very nerve-wracking. I am scared. I'm getting really tired. I do not know how he does this every day.
And while I was cycling, thinking about how difficult this challenge really is, I was reminded of when I first read David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, when he talks about completing a 100-mile race with stress fractures in both of his legs. So yeah, I guess I don't really have anything to complain about.
If I'm going to beat David Goggins' marathon time...
Det handler bare om at gøre det lige meget hvad. ikke have nogen undskyldninger. Selvom det går ondt, så handler det bare om at blive ved. Og det er nogle gange sådan, jeg føler det som leg day. Overhovedet ikke sammenligne det her med leg day. Men jeg føler den her smerte, man har. Ikke smerte, men sådan... Det gør, at man har øm smerte. Det handler bare om at blive ved, fordi man gerne vil vokse, ikke?
At the end of this, I actually genuinely need to get faster. I can't just run 12 miles.
Which leads perfectly
Det handler bare om
into
at sige, fuck it, og bare gøre
what
det.
is shaping up to be probably
Hvis man har et mål.
my hardest speed workout maybe ever.
It is currently 5:09 in the morning. Woke up at 4 a.m. for this. This is my hardest run, 20 miles, 3 weeks out from the Chicago.
Så jeg står op tidligt.
So scary. Let's go for a run.
20 miles. Sounds like no big deal, right? Wrong. I'm going to be doing the first 16 miles at an aerobic effort, which for me is around 6 minutes and 50-second miles. But right after mile 16, I need to run 3 threshold miles and finally a cooldown mile.
If there is a run that's going to break my very soul and my femur, it's this one.
Too easy.
Yeah. I think we can say that that was a massive success. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on that run. That was 20 miles of pure and utter awesomeness. I got to put my own brand Salty to the test. Literally any sort of electrolyte brand you can think of, I have probably tried it. And typically, on long run day, for the rest of the day,
Så der er lige en god omgang reklame for ham selv.
all day long. However, using my own brand Salty, no headache, baby. Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding. I have no headache today. 2 servings of Salty, one before, one after. Very excited about that. It's so fun to test a product that I worked so hard on for over a year in the field. It just makes me really happy.
Having a good run under my belt is awesome, but the work doesn't stop here, and I continued to crank away on miles, not only on the treadmill, but on the bike as well. Every morning that I get up and dread the thought of completing even one single more run, I'm reminded of one of Goggins' rules that he calls the 40% rule.
So I came up with this thing called the 40% rule.
Which basically boils down to this belief that when you're at the point of wanting to quit, you're actually only at 40% capacity. Now, I've done a lot of challenges in my
Meget af
life,
det er
and I
bare
understand
mentalt, når kroppen vil... Man virkelig føler, at man kan ikke mere. Så er det det mentale, der driver ind til sidst. Og hvor langt man egentlig når, ikke?
and the need for mental toughness. I mean, you don't finish even a single marathon with at least a little bit of self-talk, but believing that you're only at 40% is just wild. And I'm doing my best to tap into that mentality, especially when confronting my desire to quit on big workout days.
I am on the track. It is 6:34. Dude, it's kind of a busy day on the track, actually. Today, I'm doing a speed workout. I'm gonna do 2 warm-up miles and then 10 miles at threshold, which is probably gonna be like 5:40s if I'm lucky.
My doctor told me that my injury was gonna take 6 to 8 weeks to heal. So aside from being concerned about worsening my leg, this workout scares the crap out of me.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty cooked. I just finished lap 7. You can see the end, but it's just far enough away that it's like, I don't know if I can make it.
Unbelievably, I was able to pull off the hardest 10-mile workout of my life without even a hint of pain in my leg.
Too easy, baby.
Og den er meget godt.
Too easy, come on.
Men det er fandme crazy, han tør, når han har fået at vide, at han bare skal være i ro, ikke?
Easy. David Goggins. I'm coming for your marathon time, buddy. I did
Spændende,
not
man
think
slår
I
den.
was gonna have for you today. Gosh, that feels good. Bro, I can't get over that. That's crazy. Wow.
One of the best workouts, maybe of my life. 10 miles at a 5:35 pace.
I did a quick check-in with my body on the scale, which is when I realized that an entirely new set of injuries have presented themselves.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
Oi.
that toenail is gonna be coming off.
Rubbing is
Lækkert.
not a great look for feet. I'm sorry that you had to see that.
At this point, the days are kind of starting to blend together, and I've got this nice rhythm to continue to protect
Nå,
my
så
current
han løber
injury
både
while also
udenfor og
hitting
indenfor.
the required
I
mileage.
felt a blister forming early on.
Det er måske også meget godt at skifte
It
lidt.
seems as though that blister is popped. And I look down.
Nu er han så halvvejs
And
til
there's
at
a
skal op til det her
nice
mark.
big red splotch where my toe is. There's so much blood. It's concerning. I'm concerned to take this shoe off. What do you think? What do you think?
Dude, I think you're going all out for the training.
Isn't that disgusting? Oh.
Klamt.
Oh, that is not good.
My foot is destroyed. Blood is everywhere. But the body is in shape. I'm just freaking stoked. It's time for a weigh-in.
What I love about the Hume scale is that it gives you a more complete picture of your progress. So if you're trying to get fit, you're trying to lose weight, whatever your goals are, you get a way better picture of where you're at using the Hume scale.
There are actually 40 metrics to track, and I
Smart.
personally love tracking my muscle mass versus body fat percentage to see if I'm actually improving. Another really cool feature is seeing your metabolic age, which right now has me at 24 years old. Pretty crazy.
Stepping on a scale isn't giving you a full picture of how your body's actually doing. Maybe your goals are to get more muscle and lose some fat. You might actually gain weight in the process of doing that. A really good example of this is actually how I've been doing in this video. My weight started out at 155. I'm now currently at 157. My
Nice.
body fat percentage was actually up to 17.7 when we started this challenge. It's now down to 16.3, meaning although my weight has gone up, my body fat percentage has gone down, essentially pointing to the fact that I've gained some muscle and I've lost some fat in the process.
Taget på, så er jeg her.
Maybe your goals are to get more muscle and lose some fat. You might actually gain weight in the process of doing that. A really good example of this is actually how I've been doing in this video. My weight started out at 155. I'm now currently at 157. My body fat percentage was
okay, han har
actually up
taget
to
på, så det er
17.7 when we started this challenge. It's now down to 16.3, meaning although my weight has gone up, my body
Det er
fat
meget fedt,
percentage
at
has
så
gone
tager
down.
han på, med hans fedtprocent går nedad, så kommer han på den rigtige vej, ikke?
Essentially pointing to the fact that I've gained some muscle and I've lost some fat in the process. So yeah, use the link in the description, get the Hume scale today. I could not recommend it enough.
Use the code 2EASY for 20% off that you can stack on top of current online sales.
I'm exactly halfway through this challenge, and the fitness is really starting to show. But if I'm going to beat David Goggins' marathon time, I still have plenty of work to do. So, on day 18, my friend Jeremy and I decided to do a marathon predictor workout. And trust me, this one is kind of mind-blowing.
He's actually going to be running Chicago Marathon with me, 10 by 800s with some 200s to cool down. Let's get to work.
This is called a marathon predictor workout, where you do 10 800-meter repeats, which are about a half mile, with only 60-second rest between sets. Whatever you
Jeg har aldrig rigtig gået så meget op i løb eller noget, fordi jeg synes... Ja, der er ikke ud over tid og sådan noget. Jeg synes det er kedeligt, men jeg føler ikke på man kan progressere så meget, som jeg gerne vil. Så derfor føler jeg, at træning er lidt med mig. Men min søster, hun går rigtig meget op i løb og sådan noget. Det er meget fedt. Hun har lavet sådan en løb, den her, hvad hedder den der, i København, det der store løb. Jeg kan huske, det hedder.
For your marathon time, and today
Jeg tror også, hun har lavet sådan nogle halvmarathons og så videre.
we're holding nothing back.
Jeremy, what do you think the average?
Og så har hun lavet den der, hvor man... hvad er det, den hedder? Det hvor man cykler, løber, svømmer. Ikke en Ironman, men sådan en... jeg ved ikke, om man kan kalde det en babyudgave af den.
Which was
238. 237.
Meget sejt.
too easy.
Det er stadig mange kilo
According to this workout, the prediction for
meget,
my
man
marathon
laver, selvom det er en lidt mindre udgave af den, ikke?
is 2 hours and 37 minutes. Right now, that sounds impossible, but so did running even a few miles just 14 days ago. What I'm learning through this process is that if you're willing to push just a little bit harder, you might surprise yourself. Whatever your ridiculous goal might be, it's worth pursuing.
The race is in 11 days, which absolutely blows my mind. Kind of nervous about that. My workout yesterday with Jeremy went so smooth, and the race predictor time for that workout is 2 hours and 37 minutes.
What? 237? That is simply, that's impossible. That sounds impossible. I can't wrap my head around it.
David Goggins' marathon time is 2 hours and 56 minutes.
Okay, så lige nu så vil han slå David Goggins. Nå, spændende.
Beating his time by almost 20 minutes. But a prediction
Det var også meget tid, man lige kørte af, ikke?
means nothing. Anything can happen between now and race day, and along with my daily routine, I have a few more exciting workouts to get me to the start line in Chicago.
It's 6:12 in the morning, and I'm headed to do my last long run of this entire build.
The first 9 miles of this workout are supposed to be aerobic, which should be around 6 minutes and 45 seconds, followed by 2 miles at threshold pace, which I predict to be around 5 minutes and 50 seconds. But holy heck, my body had other plans.
Wow, wow, wow. The fitness might just be there. I cannot believe that workout. I might actually be the fittest I've ever been in my life. I'm starting to feel
kind of invincible. With my final big workout behind me, the rest of this week just feels kind of like a mind game. But I still have 6 days to absolutely demolish this challenge. Honestly, what I've learned most throughout this entire experience so far is that if you could just commit yourself to the task at hand and convince yourself that you're capable, literally anything's too easy. He has this ability to just never give up, even when absolutely everything has gone wrong. Goggins just never talks about himself like a victim. I think that's like the draw.
Det er sgu meget sejt. Han taler aldrig som om, at ja, hele verden går ind imod ham, og kommer med undskyldninger på en måde. Han gør det hver gang alligevel, selvom der er en undskyldning. Jeg føler aldrig, der er nogen grund. Hvis man har muligheden for at gøre det, så er det lige meget hvad. Og selvom det er meget lille tid imellem. For eksempel, hvis jeg skulle tage følelse af alt det der, så har jeg prioriterer at træne så vanvittigt højt. Så jeg vil altid, hvis jeg skulle så tidligt op, eller et eller andet, eller skulle skynde mig virkelig meget, så vil jeg altid gøre det alligevel, fordi jeg virkelig prioriterer mine mål, og om at opnå dem. Så hvis jeg har muligheden for at gøre det, så gør det lige meget hvad. Og det der er så inspirerende ved ham her, David Goggins, at han bare er ligeglad, og bare gør det alligevel, selvom at han bare er så vanvittigt smadret, eller hvad der nu kommer i vejen, ikke? Han gør det bare alligevel, fordi han gider ikke at... Hvad nu hvis? hvad kunne han opnå, ikke?
Else, it seems like to me, is blaming the rest of the world for their problems. It's easy. I mean, I could put myself in this position from time to time where I'm a victim of my own life circumstances. I had a stress reaction in my femur.
Fordi hvis man så lytter til de der undskyldninger og siger, jeg gider ikke at træne, gå og træne bryst i dag, og så man bare gør det mange gange, fordi man lytter til sine undskyldninger, og jeg kan bare lige springe over i dag, så ender det jo bare med, at man straffer sig selv i sidste ende, fordi man ikke går op og gør det. Så ender man bare med et lille bryst.
Gave up. I could have quit. And in 2 days, I'm gonna be running the Chicago Marathon.
Så i sidste ende straffer man bare sig selv.
To the final test. See if it all works. Here we go.
I have just 1 day left to see if my femur can actually withstand 26.2 miles at marathon goal pace. And it's just my luck that while I'm doing my final shakeout run the day before, it was starting to flare up. But I can't give up now. It's literally all or nothing. And with less than 24 hours before the race, I actually ran into Olympic gold medalist Cole Hawker, who was kind enough to wish me luck. Trust me, I am gonna need it.
I have picked up my bib, and I get to see if all of this work can actually secure me a time faster than David Goggins himself. I'm gonna rest up, and I'm gonna get ready for the most difficult part of this challenge. 26.2 miles through downtown Chicago.
And at this point in the challenge, I'm honestly in a place where I just can't really believe that I've gotten this far. But that's what's so beautiful about the human experience.
Det længste, jeg nogensinde har løbet. Det er 10 kilometer til sådan noget, jeg ved ikke, hvad det hedder en idrætsdag eller noget. I skolen, så løb vi rundt om sådan en, var det en stor sø, eller hvad var det?
Push yourself further than you can even imagine going. You might just end up achieving the unthinkable, and I think that's worth risking everything for.
Here we go. This is it, baby.
If I'm going to beat David Goggins' marathon time, I not only need to finish defying what doctors told me just a few weeks ago, I will need to run
det er også virkelig sygt. Han har fået at vide, at han skal holde sig i ro, så nu løber han en fucking marathon.
Of 6 minutes and 42 seconds. To put that into perspective, the average male marathon pace
det ser ud til, at han ikke har så ondt.
Is 10 minutes and 24 seconds.
Just past mile 1. It is about time that I let you guys in on the game plan. But I've also got some help. I got Johnny here.
Johnny, baby.
I got Jeremy behind me. We're gonna ride together. Let's get this bread.
The first few miles were...
Og så tænkte jeg, dengang jeg løb lidt, jeg har været, tænker alle på et tidspunkt, har måske været på den der løbegrind, hvor man lige løb. Så hvis jeg løb med en ven, eller min far, eller et eller andet. Jeg havde bare at snakke noget af det, fordi jeg ved sgu da få pustet i forvejen. Jeg kunne sgu ikke have en samtale samtidig.
Were honestly kind of scary. I was definitely feeling more fatigued than I wanted to be at this point, but we were cranking 6-minute and 5-second miles.
I'm not gonna lie. Doubt has entered the mind. 40%, baby. 40%. That's what Goggins says. That's how hard you are going when you think you're fast.
And for the rest of the race, I kept reminding myself of the 40% rule. What I'm feeling right now is
40% tilbage.
nothing. It's a fraction of what
Når man
I'm
tror, man er
capable of.
færdig, så er
But
der
at
altid
the halfway
40%
point,
tilbage.
I had to make a difficult decision. I could tell that my body was risking blowing up later in the race. So I slowed down ever so slightly to preserve my body for the end of the race.
Ja, det var smart. Jeg skal jo ikke starte for hurtigt, fordi så kan det godt ende galt i sidste ende. Så man skal finde en god fart, man kan holde sådan
The last
helt
few
vejen
miles of the
igennem.
marathon are my favorite place mentally that I have ever been. This is actually my 15th marathon, and when I realized that the hard work that I put in is actually going to secure me a PB, the emotions I was feeling are nearly unmatched. But the word that comes to mind is grateful. Grateful that my body can do this, and grateful for the opportunity to suffer even just a little bit.
Og det er også alt det, jeg altid siger, at man skal være taknemmelig, for man har muligheden, fordi der er mange andre, der ikke har muligheden.
There it is. 2:41, 3.
Nå, der var ikke meget, man fik at vide her under racet, men han slår det. Det er sgu meget sejt. Sejt. Det var det for den her video, og jeg håber I nød den. Vil I lige kunne slå David Goggins? Skriv det i kommentarfeltet.